I like to start off with a simple intention each class. So the intention that I was thinking of for today is sometimes it's like I've been scatterbrained for a little while. It's like I have so many things on my to-do list. My focus is constantly, shifting here and there and all over the place. And it feels like I'm just not very centered. So today's class is meant to be a class to bring us back into our body, to center ourselves, to bring us back into the breath, and to really just be with this experience that's currently happening. So that's our intention that will lead us into our class. So with that, let us take some nice initial stretches for our body. So start off with the arms stretching all the way to the back wall. And then start to let the shoulders wiggle to the right. And shoulders wiggle to the left. It's a good side stretch, kind of like a banana shape. Let the side ribs get a chance to open. That creates space for the lungs to have an even deeper breath. So next time you're back through the center, stay. Take your right knee into the chest, hug hands around that knee, pull it into the chest. And take a few nice ankle rolls. Any tightness in that right foot, we're trying to loosen it up. Good, let right leg stretch up to sky. Grab onto it, pull it in as deep as you can. A nice hamstring stretch. I like to start off with this sequence. If you attend my classes a lot, you'll see this sequence a lot. It's the very first thing in class. It just gets us into some of the major muscle groups of the body as we're getting started. So take another huge breath here. Deep inhale, fill up the lungs. Nice exhale. Hook this right heel to back left and slide the shin in. So it's like a pigeon pose. You can peek out and view it if you're confused at all. You're hooking right foot to back left, like where the head is, and then slide your shin in. A nice inverted pigeon pose. The hip, just continue to settle open. Nice deep breath in and out. Free up this right leg. I like to give it a bonus stretch to sky and then drop it all the way down. Good. Left knee into chest. Hug that one in, pull it tight, and do some nice ankle rolls. Start to stretch right leg clear up to sky, grab on, pull it in. And take another deep breath, let it flow in and out. Good. Put this right heel to back left and slide the shin in. That hip a chance to relax, open. Just a couple of good breaths. One more deep inhale. Nice exhale. Free out this leg, maybe that bonus stretch up to sky. And drop it all the way down. Good, so we're moving up our back. Let the arms stretch to the back wall, and then almost like a backstroke, you're kind of using your arms to push the fabric to the armpits. So hands grab onto the fabric, the back edge from there, and then you start to take a little back bend. Nothing too deep yet. You can let it slide a little further down the back, but the back is still just warming up right now. So just enough to kind of stretch the chest, stretch the abdomen area. More breaths. Try to really extend deep through belly with that breath. You get through that second exhale, start to roll the head up. We're leaving the legs inside, but we're gonna come to stretch our hands up and over toward reaching for the feet. So how that's a counter stretch for that back bend. It's really opening up the back muscles. Maybe even you take this opportunity to roll the head over to one shoulder, eventually roll over to the other shoulder. The right hand on the left foot or shin, whatever you can reach. The left arm stretches up to sky and then travels to the back wall, the nice spinal flex. More inhale here. Exhale, this arm returns. It goes up to go forward. You grab onto the right foot with that left hand. Second side, the right arm travels back. The shoulder open, the neck open, the spine open. We're gathering all that crazy energy. As we travel back forward, we're taking that energy almost like into ourselves. It's like I imagine static electricity is our aura sometimes. So we're trying to hone it just a little bit closer so that we have more use out of it. So another deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Sitting up, let's kick the feet free off the front. Let's go ahead and take our first inversion. So the arms are behind the fabric, our thumbs slide in, and we're trying to push the fabric to about where the pant line is. So from there, we lay halfway back and hands grab it on, almost like a tabletop. Last step, wide legs as you tilt upside down, wide feet won't fall out. Let the feet wrap all the way around the lines, the pulls, and then let's just let the whole spine relax all the way up. So I like to give people plenty of time when we go to the inversions. If you ever feel dizzy, earfulness, anything like that that just tells you that's you're about done with it, feel free to come out. I'll give people plenty of time. So some people might be here longer than others. Also, I'm going to give you freedom to do little variations if it feels good for your body. So one option, if you want a back bend, is to walk your hands on the ground all the way past the space behind the back of the head. And just feel that stretch the whole chest, the abdomen area. That's one option. You can also take twists by walking one hand to each end of the mat. Spend a little bit of time on one side and then a little bit of time on the other side. Yeah, I think you went a little low. Some poses give a little massage into the body, and it's something that maybe at first it's a little tender, because it's like using a roller for the first time. The function is just not used to it. But know that it kind of becomes addicting over time, where it's like, oh, I really hope she does this pose so I can kind of get into that deep tissue. So my recommendation, breathe through it if you're feeling that, but if it's ever too much, you can always come out and then come back. I can tell this is a group that loves our inversion, so I love it. You're still upside down, maybe give it just a couple of bonus breaths, maybe 3 or 4 more breaths until you're ready to come up. When you come up, we do a restorative pose. So we hook elbows, slide the chest forward, our floating child. So this gives our blood pressure a chance to flip back around. As we're here, kind of letting everything reorient, let's also take a box breath. So imagine this box breath is, again, returning that scattered energy back into us. So we'll inhale for 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold that air. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Let's do a few more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. So we're turning back to a stacked spine. Return to the normal breath. Let's take a twist toward the front door. So bunch up your fabric toward where we came in. Your shoulder that's closer to the back painted wall, that arm stretches backwards or circles around the back side of head and grabs the back. You want to switch, yeah.
Here you go.
I'm the opposite right now. One more breath to stack the spine a little taller. Inhale. Exhale, twist just a little more. Good, and then release, return back forward. Bunch it up to the back door side. Again, it's the shoulder, the arm that's closer to that back painted wall, that's the arm that stretches back, or circles around the back side of the head and grabs the back. One more nice inhale, stack tall. Exhale, twist a little further. Good, returning forward. Grab onto to each side. You'll briefly lift the legs up and then use that momentum to help us come right out. Beautiful. I want us to circle the hands up high. So you're circling above the head once, twice, and then the fabric falls into the palms. So from here, imagine your hips are the equator of the globe. So they're trying to circle as far away as they can, that total equator. So you start off the hips as far back as possible, and then start to circle over to the right and forward, over to left and back. Sometimes it's nice to just continue a few more cycles to this direction going slow, or some people just like to go really fast, like a huge hula hoop. So either way, it's your preference.
You ever try to use a hula hoop?
While you're doing this, or no? I have not. That would be kind of exciting. Okay, when you're ready to give your hands a little break, just wiggle the fingers for a moment. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Like, let's go. Okay, let it fall back into your hands and we'll circle the other way. Start back and this time go to the left. Again, the pace is yours. You can go super slow, crawling through the whole place, or you can go fast. Like the difference of the planets. Maybe your Mercury just speeding on by, maybe your Jupiter. I wasn't saying anything, just kidding. Whenever you finish, go ahead and free yourself out of the fabric entirely. That's okay, take a moment. No rush. Whenever you're balanced, each direction, you'll take fabric in front of you. Just do a nice 90-degree angle. Yep, you like this one too?
It just pops things and nothing else really pops.
Totally.
I don't understand why.
Uh-huh.
Like even the inverted one where you go forward,
Yeah.
you take that one and do more.
Yeah, you would think, yeah.
But for whatever, maybe it's just position.
Could be. The way gravity's working with it. Okay, let's sway all the way to front door and stay. Right elbow points down to the ground, left arm stays straight. Beautiful. Straighten both arms to the center to sway to other side. And now it's left elbow pointing down. Straighten both arms back forward. Give it another full 3 breath cycles. Inhale, imagine your head's growing longer toward the mirror. Exhale, release. More deep breath. Exhale. Slight bend to the knees, roll the head up. Take the right leg all the way inside. So this is another one of those moments with a massage. If it's bunched up, it's a deeper massage, which I tend to like. But if it gets too intense, you'll come out for a moment and just spread out the surface area. So either way, we're standing just an inch or so behind that plumb line. So we're hopping right up almost to it. Since we've been gripping a lot recently, let's just take flat hands, pressing onto the back of the fabric. Thumbs can hug around. Warrior one, sink your hips forward. So I feel this most in the front of the left hip, but depending on your tight areas, maybe you're experiencing it in the back half. Other goodies. Let both hands grip on the left strand. Rotate your standing toes to the left. And then we're opening up the arms into warrior two. So this front tricep is pressing into the fabric. Spine is trying to stay stacked upright. You have that freedom to sink weight as far forward to mirror as you want. But if it feels like it's going too much, know that squeezing your thighs together takes it back just a little bit. So 2 more breaths, just present awareness of this experience. Onto the fabric, squeezing our thighs together. We're standing back over the center. Still facing the back door, slide the fabric to the this further left trend is what we're gripping onto. Left hand slides up, right hand slides down. Nice open chest. Once again, you get to choose if you're sinking more weight to the mirror. A good inhale. Exhale. Squeezing our thighs together. Come up to the center. Grab one hand on each side. Standing toes face back forward. And this is a split forward. So sinking your weight as far forward as feels helpful. Note that if the angle is funky, your front foot is going off to the side really funky, just change where your standing foot is and that'll adjust it. Nice stretches. Turning to presence, the breath. One more inhale here. Exhale. Beautiful. So we're gonna be switching legs. You could just step this leg out and step the other one in, or there's a fun swinging switch where you grip up high, keep the leg locked straight, and you just step the other foot in. Sometimes I'll swing 2 or 3 times, and then your first foot steps to floor. Good work. So we're starting at thigh again.
Okay.
Knee pit. Good. Flat hands up high. Thumbs hug around. Warrior one. Sink forward. Yeah, notice maybe this leg is totally different than the other. Try to hop a little closer to plumb line. There you go. Grip both hands on the right, standing toes turn to the right. Perhaps opening the arms if that feels comfortable. Maybe more weight sinks to mirror. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands return, and if I squeeze together, standing over the right leg, fabric slips to left ankle. Still facing to the side for this one. Right hand goes up on the right strand, left hand goes down. Good. Option to sink some more weight forward. Inhale. Exhale. Standing through the center. Grip one hand on each side. Standing toes face back forward. This one's the forward splits. You'll notice different times of the day, muscles are more or less willing to stretch. So morning, for instance, it's a little tighter. So just relax into it. Let gravity do more of the work than anything else. Take a huge breath. Exhale. Good. Come back over the center. If you wanted to practice a swinging switch again, you're fine, but eventually we're just going to take both legs out. So up to you. Just practice is never bad. Okay, we're going to take a hip hang. So take the fabric like a belt across the hip bones. It's okay to be on tippy toes for this if that helps you get into the bones instead of the guts. So come forward to take the slack out of the fabric and then start to lean forward, drop hands to ground. 3 good steps back takes us under plumb line with the hips. This is a downward facing dog. First, we're pushing into hands and feet, lift hips really high, as if we didn't even need the belt. We can almost go higher than it. That's the down dog version. If it gets intense across the hips, this is the version you can go into. You want to go for the full hip thing, you can lift the toes up and hug around the shins. Good. Just note any squeaking, if that was any distance that you were away from plumb line. So that kind of helps us have awareness of where plumb line is. Good balance. Love it. If there's other variations you want to play with, just like before, you're welcome to. Sometimes people will keep hands on the floor and kind of swing the hips. So things that feel good, you're welcome to play with. If it's intense, I can't quite reach. Try to go really, really. Oh, you don't have to have heels down. No. Yeah. This is like a down dog. Walk your feet just a little further back to bend your foot. There you go. Yeah, this is more about the like a hip thing rather than, it's not like a true down dog, but yeah. Now that the fabric got around your hips that's the real. So you're in a good spot. Not fine. If you can, you can do that like tippy topping like you were doing, yeah. Okay. Right there. Yeah, see how head is not touching ground? That's it. So just like other inversions, you don't have to stay as long as anybody else. It's up to you how long feels good. Some inversions people love, some inversions are not your favorites. That's okay. Oh, no. You'll get it. Just keep playing with it. Maybe it helps how you have your hands. It seems like you're only grabbing part of the fabric. I usually get my whole hands to push everything down. Yeah. And then I walk forward to take the slack out. Like the point of your hands is to keep it there. Exactly. Yep. And as you're about halfway, then your hands start to cross. Yeah, that looks great. Slowly roll up, and no rush. If you want to come more, rest upside down. As you slowly roll up, eventually you'll take the fabric behind your shoulder blades. Just lay back for a little while. That gives our head plenty of time to flip. Sometimes I'll even take hands behind the back of the head. It's called stargaze. They're just kind of gazing up, relaxing back. I personally love to bend my right knee and then sway to the right. And then straightening that leg, bend the left knee to the left. Beautiful. So no rush to come up after inversions ever. If you need to just lay back for a little while like this, stay. When you know that you're safe to come up to stand on your own, go ahead and walk yourself backward, flip the fabric back out in front. Good. So we're gonna start with some of the poses we just did a little bit ago, and we're gonna add on. So right leg comes through. We're almost up to plumb line, like an inch behind it. So hop up to plumb line. There you go. Hold the side. Hands come high. We're sinking forward. What we're adding on here is a twist. Leave your right hand high where it is. Your left hand comes inside the fabric. It hooks to the outside of that right leg. And then you're kind of using that anchor to twist. So you're pushing against the fabric, anchoring against the leg, and letting the spine spiral. Take a breath in the twist. Again, like recentering, pulling it back in. Good. To unwind, the top hand grips high. So support the spine as you spiral out. Grab onto left tack. Getting close to the left. Warrior 2, open up the arms. Take it forward. Maybe as we repeat some of the poses, you'll notice maybe there's an opportunity to sink just a little deeper by this point. And maybe not. No pressure. So extended side angle, right elbow goes to the front thigh, left arm stretches up and over. You could also slip down so it's the shoulder close to the knee instead. I tend to like the arm being in front of it. So the top hand grabs back onto fabric, use that grip to rise. Slip the fabric to the ankle while we're still facing to the side. So again, grabbing on the left hand goes up, right down. And any amount that you want it to relax the weight forward. Good. Weight over the center. We're going to take another 90-degree turn to face to the back wall. So you'll start to pivot that right knee down. Grab over each shoulder, a thumbs down grip. And this will be dancer's pose. So I like to point the elbows to the back wall. That engages my shoulders. Lean forward to the back wall. And then kick the foot into the fabric to create the lift in. And as we rise back up, rest the backside of the shoulders on the fabric. The knee is just pointing down and we're leaning backward into the fabric. This is a really good quad stretch. So just touch the fabric onto the backside of the shoulders and just lean back. If the quad needs more, the knee can be pulled back a couple of inches. Good. Stand up through the center. Wait until you have balance and then start to work the hands to plant on the floor. Once they're planted, both legs straighten, and then you're trying to walk your hands backwards, even behind where the left foot is if you can. The hands walk closer to the back wall on the mat. Softly lower left knee to floor. Two core options. The easy option is just trying to softly lift the left knee up off the ground and softly lower it down. That's the easier option. The harder option is to step left foot into the fabric and then bend the knees in and straighten out. Nice exhale as you're pulling in. Inhale to lengthen out. I'm going to let you choose how many reps you take. So it could be going for 3 to 5. You could be going for 10 to 15. It's going to be up to you. Whenever you're satisfied, you'll drop the left knee down into a pigeon pose. Swivel the toes in, lower to elbows. Let yourself catch the breath. Sometimes core movements bring us back into that kind of static electricity, that external unfocused state. So returning to the breath, maybe even closing eyes, try to slow everything back down, recenter, refocus the energy. kind of like with a magnifying glass, it can focus the sunlight so that it can even have that intensity to create a fire. That's what can happen with our energy when we learn that focus. 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. After the 3rd breath, start to come back up to hands. Softly drop the right knee down. Let your hips sway side to side, loosening up some of the tightness of that pose. Stay on your knees and face forward. The hands are going to dive into the center. Turn your thumbs down. Scoop your hands under to flip up. And then separate about as wide as shoulders before you grab on. So from here, we're going to take a puppy pose. So the arms straighten back forward. Keep the hips over the knees, but the rest of the spine tries to bow down. If that's too intense on shoulders, that bent elbows is also fine. It's more about the heart opening downward. Exaggerate rolling the spine back up until your head is stacked. Gripping on tight, see if you can come into a tiny little ball before you plant your feet in front. Good. Take a little back bend, extending the arms. Let the head fall backwards. Good. And then arm straight, pulls us back up, walk backwards to rise. Good. You'll flip the hands out. And you're free. Second side, walk right back up to plumb line, left leg in. So hands are welcome to be nice and flat, slide them up high, sink the weight forward. The twist, the right hand starts to come to the outside of that left thigh. I kind of slide my right shoulder to rest inside the fabric so then I can press against the fabric, press against the anchor of the arm. Good. Left fingers wrap around the fabric to safely unwind the spine. Both hands go to right, standing toes go to the right. Sink weight forward and open the arms up, warrior 2 if that feels good. How much more limber the body's becoming. Extended at side angle, the left elbow can rest on the front thigh, or you can already start to slip down closer to the shoulder by the knee. Top arm stretches up to go forward. The top hand grabs up high. Safely lift the spine up. Take the weight back over the center, slip fabric to the ankle. Now on this right half, the right hand slides up, left hand slides down. Sink some weight forward. Good. Weight comes back over the center. A 90-degree turn, bending the knee down, facing the back wall. Thumbs down, grip over each shoulder. Good. Point the elbows to the back wall. Start to lean toward the back wall. And then it's really pushing that left foot into the fabric. That's what creates the lift. Good. Rising up. Rest the fabric on the backside of shoulders and then just lean backwards. Standing over the center. When you feel the balance, the hands start to release, hands drop all the way to the floor. Straightening the legs as much as feels comfortable. And walk the hands a bit backwards, even behind the right. Walk the hands to the back of the mat. Softly lower right knee down. Option 1, right knee softly goes up and down. Option 2, the same as before, plank, and then bring the knees in and out. Option 3, keep yourself in the plank, but then hike your hips above shoulders, and then get back to plank. Again, flow with the breath through the hard part. Inhale back to plank, exhale to rise or to sweep in. Keep going, it'll be the same as before. You choose how many reps. Right leg pigeon pose only when you feel ready. More breaths to recenter, slow it down. Come up to hands, softly lower left knee down. Wag the hips a couple of times. Do a little bit of arm strengthening before we start to wrap up. So sitting down this time, face forward.
No pun intended.
Maybe. So again, prayer position, hands tucked to the center, thumbs turned down, scoop under to flip up. Good. Separate about as wide as shoulders before you curve on. So options here, easy option is both feet on the ground. You'll be pull-ups like that. Option number 2, one leg hovers. Option number 3, both legs try to hover. So your choice. We're gonna do 5. Take a little break for those that are doing the one leg and then switch and do 5 more. So choose your poison. Inhale, prep. Exhale, go. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Sit down, wiggle the fingers for a moment. Okay, when you're ready, if you did one leg, switch. Inhale, prep. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Planting the feet, use arms and the legs to get you up, flip out. Let's take one last inversion. So yeah, good work. Okay, so standing in front, slide your thumbs in. So you've got fingers in, you just want thumbs in, good. So you're trying to keep the fabric is like right across the sacrum, not higher, not lower. So even if coming up to tippy toes if you need to. You're active with the palms, so 1 foot steps back. Bend the knees to lean into the fabric, taking the slack out. And then we don't want to swing, so we tiptoe forward. Flip it so it's your thumbs and not your fingers. Rachel. That's it. Okay, so under plumb line, hands go up, knees go wide. Deep breath. And we're softly settling that side to the Good. So same as before, if you want to play with any variations, you know that's fine. If you just want to hang, that's fine. This is the last one of the day, so literally it's up to you how long you want to be here. I'm gonna be here for 5 minutes or something. You got time for it. If you just want to be here for 30 seconds, that's also fine. Your choice. Many of us come to aerial for this inversion time, just letting the spine finally get some length. So like I said a little bit ago, take as long as you want. This one is all yours. Whenever you are wrapped up, sooner or later, you're finished. You'll start to head to a Shavasana. Some people lay on the floor for a grounded Shavasana. Some people come back inside like how we started class. So it's up to you, but eventually, sooner or later, you'll find yourself resting for a couple of minutes. Breathe out. Nothing wrong with that. Shavasana, this restful pose, is like a little gift that we give ourselves at the end of yoga classes. It integrates everything together, it wraps it all up. Just imagine slowing the breath down. That's all you have to focus on. Rather than letting the normal kind of shallow, quick breath happen, see how much you can just slow and even deepen the breath. All we have to focus on for the next several minutes. we begin to deepen our breaths. With deep full breaths in, out. Start to introduce movement back to the body. If you're in the fabric, maybe you're stretching the arms to the back wall, swaying the shoulders left and right a few times, or taking a fetal position, curling in and arching back. If you're on the ground, take stretches that feel good. Maybe eventually coming to a fetal position, no rush. Movements for about a minute or so, just slowly returning, slowly easing, reminding the spine, reminding the body, our intention, our hopes, the present moment. Another 3 or 4 breaths until we start to rise up to a comfortable seated position. As we rise, we'll turn the hands together in front of heart. Return full circle back to this idea of all that static, unfocused energy, returning it back closer to us so that when we have an intention, a hope, a dream, we can send all of that energy toward that focal point and have so much more power for change. So with this idea, this focused, concentrated idea to lead us onto this marvelous next week, let's wrap up the time that we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.